Okay, what if in New Zealand they banned the speaking with an Australian accent? If you were heard speaking with Australian accent, you'd be jailed. And what if they banned the Anglican Church and the Catholic Church? And then, what if people didn't like this? And then, say, the North Island tried to secede and join Australia. But then the South Island started to bomb and shell them. What if that happened? And then what if a Prime Minister, or there's an election, and someone runs for Prime Minister on a peace mandate? Let's stop this civil war. And everyone votes for them, they get in. And they don't. They just amplify the war. They make it bigger. And then they come up for another election, and they have a 10% approval rating. And then they ban 16 opposition parties and put the leaders in jail. And then they only just win the election, and the two other parties that got close, they ban them and put their leaders in jail. And then, when they're coming up for the third election, they stop the election, and then Australia gets involved. Australia sends troops over there to stop the civil war. But then let's say this New Zealand Prime Minister goes to America and says, "Give me money, give me weapons, give me money." And there's a massive war between half of New Zealand and Australia. Well, that's what's happening in the Ukraine. They banned the speaking of Russian, they banned the Russian Orthodox Church, and they banned the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. And then they elected Zelensky on a peace mandate, but he just made the war bigger. And then he banned all 16 bloody parties so he could win his second election, banned the other two that got close, put them in jail, and here we are. Can you understand now? It's not the Russians. It's the Ukrainian bloody government, and it does not represent the Ukrainian people. Zelensky has a 10% approval rating if you want to be generous about it. So consider that. I don't know why people don't look into it. They say, "Oh, I stand with Ukraine." They don't even know there was an 8-year civil war before Russia got involved. They don't know that they've banned all these churches and banned the speaking of Russian. They don't know how many opposition parties Zelensky had to bloody ban before he could win. It just shows, Charlie, it just shows that people outsource their thinking to news agencies. And the news agencies are just a bunch of goblins.